Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Tuesday, May 18th, 2021, and we are again in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions, because at the end of the day you have the large financial institutions coming in. They take control of the price away from the day traders and the algorithms who control it intraday. The large financial institutions are dealing with the most money. They have very smart people, best information, best technology, and in my opinion, following what the large financial institutions do at the end of the day, as far as your buying and selling decisions, provides a long-term edge in your trading. So thank you all for coming today. It's nice to see everyone. I appreciate you being here. I hope that the time that you're spending here is helping you with your trading and investing, and I appreciate all the help that you provide, and all the insight and all the comments, and thank you for being here. So all right, currently the market is down. The Dow is down 120 points, down 0.35%. The Nasdaq, which was positive earlier, is now also down 11.5 points, down 0.09%, and the S&P is down 16 points, down 0.39%. So here's the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I'm going to manage them moving forward. I did have one day trade today that I will share with you. After that, we're going to go over to the board and we're going to take a look at my students' positions. We'll go through each one and we'll see how those are doing, where they purchased it, and where it is now. After that, we're going to talk about trader psychology, which in my opinion is the most important skill that you can ever develop in trading. Learning about technicals, support, resistance levels, entries, exits, all very important, but really when it comes down to it in the long term, you being able to follow your plan is the most important skill. So we'll talk about that. After that, I have gone down through my watch list. I have gone down through the results of Kamal's scanner. I have 3 requirements whenever I'm looking to enter a new trade. First requirement, I need to have a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. Secondly, I need to have a good risk to reward ratio. Very important. 2 to 1 is my minimum. If I'm risking $1,000 to the downside, I need to be able to make at least 2,000 or more to the upside to make the math work. And then lastly, just make sure whatever kind of trade you have, make sure you have a full trade plan. Make sure that you know how many shares to buy based upon the current volatility of the market. Know where your end of day stop is, know where your emergency stop is going to be, know where your overhead resistance levels are going to be, know how to trail your stops based upon a good policy or a good protocol as far as not giving back all your gains once you have gains in a stock. So I do have some end of day potential candidates that I like, and as we get closer to the close, I will go through each one on each time frame with a fine-tooth comb, and if I find something good at the end of the day, I will purchase it. If I find something looks good, I'll buy it right before the close of the market. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, if you need any clarification on anything I discussed today, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to look at before the market closes, put them in the live stream, put an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive, and I'll do my very best to get to it. And then lastly, if any of my students have any new entries or exits today based upon today's close, if you could please wait till the end of the day so I'm done teaching, I'm done trading, and the pressure's off. So that's the plan for today. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you for holding through that with me. Let's see who is here today. Lava is here. Nice to see you, Lava. Hope you're having a nice day. Appreciate you coming as always. Kamal is here. Good to see you, Kamal. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, and thank you for your friendship, my friend. I really appreciate that. Tracy Peterson is here. Hi, Tracy. Good to see you. If Paxton's around, please give him my best. Oh, he's right below. Paxton. Hi, Greg. Good to see you, Packy. All right, CCI from Lava. Let's take a look. CCI, return to value, sideways motion, 520 cross, 3 days of RSI support. The big red bar was followed by a green bar with higher volume. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a higher low. That's a higher low V1. I'm actually going to write that one down. That looks pretty good, Leva. Let me do a little math on this. Let's see. So yeah, higher low V1, rejection of the -1 ATR channel, 520 crossover, under 50, over 50. Let's go over to the weekly. Weekly has rejected the 5 EMA, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to put that down on my list. Boy, a lot on my list. Oh, that's CCI. All right. All right. Leva also wants to look at AMT. Risk to reward's not as great on that one. And it has the 5 EMA above as resistance. I kind of like the first one better. I like CCI better. Leva says, per yesterday's challenge, I've submitted a market on close order for AMT because of the strong weekly support. All right, good enough. And of course, you have the ability to change your mind there if you like as well, Leva, right? Okay. All right. Well, let's get started. Take a look, see what's going on. Apple. I did buy Apple back on 512 with a nice deep dip buy, rejection of the 200-day moving average. I bought it at 122.60. Has moved up nicely. Yesterday it was down a little. Today it was up and down again. I have moved 1.5 ATRs for my entry, so if I get a close below the previous day's low, I would get out, take a half profit. But who knows at the end of the day what's going to happen here, whether or not this is going to close below or not. But so far, this has been a fairly good trade on Apple, up 2.55%. AGQ has been a big trade for Gary and I. This is on the weekly bars on AGQ, which is double leverage silver, return to value, sideways motion, a lot of things going on here. Under 50 SMA, over 50 SMA, a V2, false breakout to the downside. I bought here at 43.96. It moved up 1.5 ATRs from my entry. Excuse me. It went above 50 RSI, below 50 RSI. I sold half here, took half profits here, but I'm glad I kept the other half because we have moved up nicely. We are past my 1.5 ATR trailing stop level. I did hit one profit target yesterday at 54.06, and this particular trade so far up about 19.5%. Amazon, which was up earlier in the day, but it has reversed. Tracy, Paxton, David, Jonathan, and I did buy Amazon with a close back above the 200-day moving average at 32.2691. Yesterday we had a nice big strong day up. Today we had another. We were up earlier. I did take a profit target at 33.06. That was 56 points ago, and it has reversed since then. I'm playing off the 200-day moving average, so no change here. If it closed below the 200, I would get out, but this is an under 200, over 200. I'm giving it some room to breathe, so my end-of-day stop here is at the 200-day moving average. But you can see this is one of the reasons I like to take profits, intraday profits, because this was 50 points or 56 points higher that I took at least something off the table and locked those profits in. CNI. All right. Miko, Gary, Tracy, and Paxton. Kamal and I did buy CNI yesterday. Big confluence of indicators lining up here. We had a double bottom with a bullish divergence. We had a false breakout to the downside. We had a V1. We had a close under, close back over the 200-day moving average. I bought it yesterday at 108.53. Did hit a profit target at the high today, 109.77. So this is similar to like Amazon, where I'm glad I locked in some profits when I did before it pulled back. My end of day stop on this would be a close below the 200-day moving average. PKI, I bought with David on the weekly. Weekly bars, bullish engulfing bar, 520 crossover, rejection of the -1 ATR channel, bought at 141.02. It's currently 142.82. So it is, I have had this trade for 2 weeks. It's not up a lot. It's up 1.48%, but it's up. And I think that's the most important. SPY, I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight until the next morning. I sell it at the open. This one was profitable, not a lot. I bought it at 415.52 and it is current, and I sold it this morning at 415.79. So not a big one, but it was profitable nonetheless, and it has reversed. I will be buying this again today at the close. Twitter. Miko, Gary, David, Tracy, Paxton, Kamal, and I did buy Twitter. Good risk to reward ratio with the close back above the 200-day at 52.58. Was up strongly earlier. I did hit two profit targets at 53.87 and 55.14. Before it reversed, you can see it got right to the resistance of the -1 ATR channel and failed. My end of day stop on this is a close below the 200-day, but it is still up 1.56% on the day. UNG is a monthly trade. I took UNG at the end of last month at 10.52. It's 10.83. Was up higher earlier today and yesterday, came back a little bit. It is still up 3.04 on the trade. But you can see I'm used multiple time frames. I use multiple trading approaches, and that's really the key to my trading is multiple time frames, uncorrelated markets, and different trading strategies. Walmart, I did have one day trade on Walmart today. Didn't work out. It was on the 5-minute earlier in the day. Where was it back here? Had a nice return to value, nice sideways motion, and a beautiful V1. I bought it here at 141.92. The very next bar, it went right down, closed below halfway the washout bar. So this was a loss. I bought it at 141.92. I got out at 141.65. So about 28 cents in loss on that, but no biggie, kept going down, and then it rallied, but that is how it goes. So that takes care of my trades. Let's see. Steve Burns is here. Good to see you, Steve. Always an honor, or always a privilege to have you here, my friend. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, and hope you, Holly, and the dogs are all having a good day. Lova says, most indicators can be seen on a chart, but the best indicator is an audible one. It's 3 seconds of silence followed by, let me do some math. Yep. That is pretty much what I do, right? I'm not going to do the math on it unless I think it's good. Takes up time. Let me do some math. All right, that makes sense. Thanks for pointing that out, Leva. Dan is here. Nice to see you, Dan. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Gary is here. Hello, Gary. Hope you're doing well. Hope your son's doing well. After that little accident he had, and thanks for everything that you do for this channel as well, Gary. All right, Frank is here. Hello, Frank. Nice to see you. Also, thank you for everything you do for this channel, Frank. You are the master of the trading poem. You are the trading poet, and looking forward to see if you have a poem for us today. Let's go over and take a look at your trades. All right. Steve Burns did buy RBLX yesterday with a 520 crossover. He bought it at 75.93. It's currently 74.25, so it is down today, and it is also down on the trade. Pins, also Steve, right? This is Steve. Yes, Steve Burns did buy pins with an under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. Bought it at 58.01. It's currently 58.51, so this one is up on the day and also up on the trade. ELY, Frank had a beautiful trade on Callaway Golf, bought this back all the way back here at 27.75. It's 35.31. It's up 2.38% today. He sold half about a week ago, but this trade entry to current price up 21.35%. So congratulations, Frank, on that. DT, Paxton and Tracy had a nice intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average, bought it at 44.50. It's up 4% today, over 4% today. This particular trade is up 8.47%. So congratulations. That's really, really good trade. Facebook, Steve Burns and Frank did buy Facebook a couple days ago with a 520 cross. They bought it at 316.45. It is currently 312.44. So this one is down on the day, and this one is also down on the trade. Shopify having a really good day for Kamal. Kamal bought this at 10.78. It's currently 11.33. It's up 3.37% today. And on the trade, Kamal is up 4.96%. So congratulations there, Kamal. Uber. Okay, how do I do this one? Gary bought Uber at 48.20. It's currently 49.47. It's up 4.15% today. So Gary is nicely up on the trade. And then Tracy and Paxton bought at 47.40. It's currently 49.48. And so looks like both Gary and Tracy and Paxton are nicely up on Uber. So congratulations there. Let's see. AXON, Tracy and Paxton bought AXON with a nice intraday rejection of the 200-day moving average at 126.30. It's currently 123.26. So it moved up nicely, but really got hammered today, down 7.73%. Looks like it's going to close under the 200-day moving average. So that's kind of a bummer to have to give all that back. IBB, Steve bought IBB with a close under, close over the 200-day at 149.59. It's currently 151.10, up 0.37% on the day, and also up 0.96% on the trade. Nike. Steve bought Nike yesterday with the 1050 EMA crossover. He bought it at 136.28. It's currently 136.45, so it is up a little on the day, and it is up on the trade. PCAR is a weekly trade that David took. False breakout to the downside. V2 bullish engulfing bar. Nice setup. Moved up initially, but it is down now. It's down 3.14% on the week. And Dave, you probably noticed this, but it's right there at the halfway of the washout bar. It's finding support exactly where it should be. So I hope that holds for you. And then lastly, IONS. Tracy and Paxton bought IONS with an under 30, over 30 at 37.34. It's 37.05. So this one is slightly down on the day, and it is also slightly down on the trade. Steve says, LOA, love it. That is great. Johnson says, hi, Greg and all. Good to see you, Johnson. Miko, good afternoon, Greg and everyone. Hi, Miko. Good to see you. Kamal says, nice trade on DT. Tracy Peterson. Yes. Lilia is here. Nice to see Lilia. Hope you're doing well. Hope the dogs are doing well also. And let's see. Johnson says, TMDX V2 and bounce of 200 SMA and value zone. Let's take a look. TMDX. Yeah, I like the double bottom with the bullish divergence. Here we have the low with the deep red MACD bars. We have a rally into green MACD bars. We make a lower low here with more shallow red MACD bars. And now we have had 2 days close above the 200-day moving average. It is up nicely on a down day. Something that jumps out at me right now, though, we're rejecting the -1 ATR channel. We're rejecting the 10 EMA. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly has nice support at the 50 there, so I think that's a fairly decent setup. And MACD looks like it might be closing positively as well. Okay. Let me check a little something. All right. Give me 1 second. I have to do a little math. $52.98. Give me 1 sec. Sorry, everybody. All right. Okay, that all makes sense. So let's see. Twitter, VIX. All right, that looks good. That looks good. I'll tell you what. Let us talk a little bit about trader psychology, everybody. Listen, it's the most important skill that you can learn. Those of you who have been trading will know this. Learning how to trade is fairly simple, but following your trade plan is a little more difficult than that. It's just like, it's just like people that want to lose weight, right? Like we know how to do it. We know that we should eat better food, maybe exercise more. Like we know how to do it. It's the same with trading. We know how to make money in trading. We cut our losses short. We let our winners run. There's the formula. You can do it, but it's hard to do as well. So I like to talk about this every day. Maybe by me talking about it in one day, maybe you'll have that aha moment and you'll get it. But, I have quite a few Facebook and Twitter channels that I like to look at every day and read. And if I find something that's helpful for me, I hope that it's helpful for you. And that's why I share it. This is from Money Trade Edge on Twitter, Better Thinking, Better Trading. This is a really great channel. I found this channel and I'm really glad that I did. Usually these are pretty short post, but they carry a lot of weight. And let's see what he has to say today. Traders overestimate what they can achieve in a year, but they underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years. And it's so true. You can make a lot of money trading if you take the long-term view, but he's right. A lot of people can they overestimate what they think they can make in 1 year. Oh, I'm going to make 35%. It's really hard to make 35%, everybody. But if you make 12%, 15%, 18%, and you can do it consistently, and you're using compounding with your capital, they really do underestimate what that can look like 10 years later. So take the long view of trading. Look at each trade as just one trade. Don't get married to it. Don't, obsess about it. Just look at it as just one trade, just like in Vegas, The casinos don't freak out when they lose 2 hands in a row in blackjack because they know in the long run they're going to make the money, right? And it's the same way with you. And if you're trading correctly, you're using good risk to reward ratios, you're particular on the trades that you have at the correct levels, you will have more of an edge than the casino has over all the gamblers that go to Las Vegas. So keep that in mind. You want to be the casino, you don't want to be the person playing. So don't overestimate what you can achieve in a year, but don't underestimate what you can achieve in 10 years if you have a good trading methodology and you're consistent. So thank you, Money Trade Edge. Appreciate that. Better thinking, better trading. It's a great channel. Please go and support it. All right, Frank has a poem for us. Good. Let's see what Frank has to say. It's going to be good. Don't block a bee from its honey. It's the same when you stand in the way of big money. Trade on the side of the chart that is sunny, because when it comes to our money, there ain't nothing funny. Wow. I don't know how you do this every day, Frank. Let's read it again. Don't block a bee from its honey. It's the same when you stand in the way of big money. Trade on the side of the chart that is sunny, because when it comes to our money, There ain't nothing funny. I like that. Don't block a bee from its honey. Wow, that's right. Don't fight the big money is basically what Frank is saying. So good, Frank. It's just so fantastic. Steve said Spice broke back over the 30 RSI today. Yes, it did. What are we at? 34.61. Looks like it's coming on a little bit of volume. That's good. Let's look over on the weekly. Weekly looks neutral to me. Did reject the 10-day there though, and it did come from really deep down to up. That's about the only thing I don't like on it, but it's having a really good day for sure, up 5.23%. David says, hi, Greg and group. A little late today. Better late than never, David. Thank you for coming. Appreciate that. Steve says, Sony broke back over the 30 RSI today and also held the 20 EMA or SMA support. Let's look at Sony. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep, that looks good. Got over the negative third ATR channel. We looked at that yesterday. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's holding the negative 2 ATR channel there. That one looks fairly good as well. Did reject the 10-day. Frank says, thank you, Kamal. That one had a little sting. Bam. Yes, it did, Frank. Yes, it did. A little good sting, I might add. Okay, dokie. So let's take a look real quick. So Apple could be flirting with the close below the previous day's low, in which I'd have to sell half. The low is 125.17, so that's going to be my line in the sand at the moment. So let me 125.17. I'm going to mark that down right there. All right. AGQ up today. Of course, that's a weekly trade. That one's doing great. Amazon. Don't think we're going to be challenging the 200-day moving average today, but you never quite know. So we'll see what happens with Amazon at the end of the day. CNI, glad to see that up after being down. Had another test of the 200-day moving average, which I'm happy for. PKI, the weekly trade, down a little bit on the day, but up on the trade. SPY, buying that again, of course, at the close. Twitter rallied a little bit. Is still up 1.86%. Have to watch that one closely at the day to see if we close below. Hey, everybody, give me 1 second. Give me 1 sec. Okay, everybody, sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right. All right. Sorry, I had some house cleaning going on, so I apologize about the noise, but we're all taken care of now. All right. Good. Good, 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 good. All right, well, we have a lot to look at today, so let's see what is happening. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Well, listen, look at Bitcoin. It went under 30. It went over 30. Double bottom here, but not a bullish divergence, a bullish convergence, meaning this move had a stronger move down than this move, which is interesting. I don't think I'm going to be looking to buy any Bitcoin there, but as I mentioned yesterday, if I could get a move back down to the 200-day moving average, I would be very interested in taking a position in Bitcoin down at this 200. I would imagine a lot of other people are as well. Whether it gets there or not, I don't know. CMG is Chipotle. Boy, what a big sell-off Chipotle has had, huh? Chipotle's okay here in a weird way. This reminds me a bit of a Kamal trade. False breakout to the downside, a V1, a rejection of the negative third ATR channel. It is up. Is it a good risk to reward ratio? Well, the risk to reward would be about right there. That would be halfway of the washout bar. The reward up to the 200-day moving average would be greater than 2 to 1. Let's look over on the weekly. On the weekly, we have support of the 50 SMA here. I like that rejection there, so there's a good confluence of signals on multiple time frames. I kind of like CMG. We have Google. Google GOOGL, by the way, does backtest well with a 520 crossover, but that does not look like that's going to happen at this moment. Maybe in the future, if it does, I will probably take that trade. Tesla, earlier in the day, we had a close above the 200-day moving average. That I would have been interested there, but right now it's under, so I think I'll let that one pass. NEE, false breakout to the downside. Yes, V1, close back over the 200-day moving average. I kind of like that as well. If we look at the weekly, well, on the weekly, compared to CMG, we have the -1 and the 50 EMA above us as resistance. So that's what makes me kind of shy away from this. On the other hand, we did reject the 50 EMA here. So, it's kind of some conflicting signals. I think I still like CMG better. CCI, this is the one that Lava told us about. I do quite like this, actually. I like the return to value. I like the V1 that happened here today, the bullish engulfing bar, the increased volume, the 520 crossover. If we look at the weekly, we're holding the 5 EMA on the week. So I do kind of like CCI as well. So I'll put that one as a potential. Fastly, we have an under 30, over 30. That's it. Doesn't come on a lot of volume. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly has resistance above the 100, so I don't like Fastly. ZG. Holding above the 250. What is this? Zillow? Holding above the 250 for 3 days, which is good. Let's look over at the weekly. Has the 50 week above it, so I'm going to pass on that. Wish, V1, under 30, over 30, context logic. Let's look at the weekly bars. Weekly bars are stuck right in the middle of the -2 and the negative third ATR channel, so I don't really see anything there that makes me interested in that. SPCE, Steve pointed this out a little while ago, an under 30, over 30. The way that I look at this, though, is we've rejected the 10 EMA, which is not good. We've closed above the 5-day, which is good. MACD is positive. It is up on a down day. Do we still have a down day? NASDAQ's up a little bit. Let's look over at the weekly. Bounced off the -2 ATR channel. Has the -1 ATR channel as resistance above it. I still think I like CMG better. EXAS, close under, close back over the 5 EMA, under 30, over 30, rejected the 10. Let's look at the weekly. Has the -2 and the 100-day moving average above it, so I don't like that. CHGG. looks like we rejected the 30 yesterday, is up a little today, did reject the 5 EMA. Weekly stuck right there in between the -1 and the -2, so I don't like that one. PagerDuty, pretty strong day up there. It's a 40.52 RSI, closed back above the 5 EMA. Has the 200-day moving average above there, which I imagine is going to give some issues. We have the 50 SMA above, which is showing the resistance there, so I'm going to pass on that one. TTD, a lot of under 30, over 30s, but they don't, you know, if they were nice V1s or false breakout to the downsides or double bottoms, bullish divergences, something like that, I would like it more, but just a straight under 30, over 30 on a small company like the Trade Desk, I'm going to pass. ATVI, interesting. False breakout to the downside plus a V2 plus a crossover. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah. Let me write this down. ATVI. Let me do a little math. All right, we'll put ATVI over in the possible category. Win. It is a V2. There is a V2. Stop would be halfway out of the washout bar here. I don't like the risk to reward ratio with that 50 SMA right above. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's okay. Weekly's okay, holding the 200-day moving average, but I don't like the risk to reward here. MACD went positive, which is good. Under 50, over 50, which is good. But you see, every time we got up to the 50, we failed. Are we going to fail again? You never know. Doesn't mean we have to, but we just have to look at it in terms of probabilities. Team, close under, close back over the 200. I don't like it because of it's stuck right there halfway of the washout bar. BLKB, black bowed, under 50, over 50. Rejection of the 50. I don't like the rejection of the 50. So no. INSG. I think it's moved too far. MACD is positive, which is good. It's a $7 stock. I don't want to buy that. CGNX, under 30, over 30, but a rejection of the negative third ATR channel. Verizon came right back to support, is closing above the 200-day moving average. That could be something. Let me do a little math here. All right, we'll put that in the possibility category. ZUO, I don't see anything there. PayPal, no. And VRNS, close back over the 200-day moving average, but I don't know how that back test. Weekly has the 50 above it, so no. So you can kind of see that I look at the weekly bars a lot in order to make my decisions, and they're usually the ones that the weekly bar is usually the one that kind of tells me yes or no. So it looks like I have 4 potentials here. CMG, but only if it triggers the V1. Let's see, the close of yesterday was 1331.58. 1331.58. Okay. 13. Come on, Greg. 1331.58. Okay. 1331.58. Okay. And you might look at that and say, hey, the 200-day is right there above. And it is, but basically, if I buy this here with the false breakout to the downside and the V1 and the rejection of the negative third ATR channel, basically my entry is kind of my stop. If it closes below at all tomorrow, I would totally get out. So I do kind of like CMG based upon that. It's a good risk to reward ratio. I like the weekly with rejection of the 50. So that's why I am considering this. CCI also looks pretty good. Let's see if we rejected the 50 today. Yep. Under 50, over 50. Again, let's look at the weekly. I mean, the only thing for me, it's good that it rejected the 5 EMA to the downside. That is good. Increased volume. Yeah, it's okay. ATVI. False breakout to the downside. V2, 520 crossover on the weekly. That looks good. So that's also good. And then Verizon down today, but holding the 200-day moving average. Let's look at the weekly there. Yeah, it's a good risk to reward ratio. So any of those actually look pretty good. Mamal, hey Mamal, good to see you. TDOC, double bottom bullish divergence from February till now and under 30, over 30. All right, let's look. I don't see the bullish divergence though, Mamal. I just see one move down with pretty deep. In order to have a bullish divergence at this point, we would have to rally into some green, then come back. So this is not a double bottom with a bullish divergence. And if you go from February, but that's way too far away. The best double bottoms with bullish divergences in the mall happen within 30 days of each other. This is okay. It's a good risk to reward ratio, under 30, over 30, back over the negative third ATR channel. I'd like it if it could close above the 5 EMA. The weekly I don't like so much because we're just stuck in between the negative 2 and the negative third ATR channels. So let me check. Current positions, Apple is holding over the previous day's low, so that's still a keeper. AGQ is a keeper. Amazon's holding the 200, so it is a keeper. CNI holding above the 200, so that is also a keeper. Walmart had earnings, a lot of selling at the beginning, came way off its low, rallied back up. This is too high for me to buy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my potential candidates here so I don't have to switch back and forth. All right, so we have CMG, We have CCI, ATVI, and Verizon. Okay, so Steve is long Sony at 95.19. Let me put Sony on there as well. The one thing I like about this Kamal is we had the V1 yesterday reversed, and that negative V1 to the downside got reversed today, which just that is a good sign. That's why we have the green triangle there. And the weekly again, weekly looks neutral to me. Well, CMG now under the trigger point. So at that point, I am not interested in this now at all. CCI looks pretty good. Higher low V1, crossover, bullish engulfing bar, increased volume. Touch high on the weekly, but probably okay. ATVI, I'm going to pass on this one with the rejection of the 1 ATR channel and the rejection of the previous range up here. Verizon well off of its low for sure. Weekly came back, bounced at the 50. My two favorites right now at the moment are Verizon and CCI. I think I'm going to get rid of ATVI. Amazon making a low on the day. VIX looks like it's making a high on the day. We have about 10 minutes to go. Apple making a low on the day. So Apple at the moment could close below the previous day's low. I'd have to get out of that. Verizon looking like it might lose the 200-day moving average. So right now, at the moment, Crown Castle looks the best to me. That's most likely what I'm going to be taking today. Steve said Facebook just fell below yesterday's low. Frank said I did sell Facebook earlier for a wash. Very good, Frank. Apple looks like it's closing beneath previous day's low, in which case I would be getting out of half. All right, so Crown Castle is coming off as well. Could be a little better buying opportunity here, but I do like this higher low. I like the crossover. I like the bullish engulfing bar. I like the increased volume. Verizon is now underneath the 200-day moving average, so that will make it easy. A lot of volume on these last 2-day sell-off, so I'm just going to have to take a look at Apple here, which is now underneath. So I'm going to have to watch that one closely. Amazon doesn't look like I have to watch closely. CNI still positive on the day and above the 200-day moving average. I'll be buying this. I'll be buying the SPY for the overnight trade. Verizon hanging now. It's 1 penny above. I do like the weekly. I like the pullback on the weekly. So if Verizon does hang above today, I will buy it. I will buy it. It's going to be a photo finish. SPY making a new low, VIX making a new high. CCI still looks fine. Verizon is right there. We have 5 minutes to go. It's just hanging right at the 200, so it's too close to make the decision now. Johnson says gap down on Verizon Day is okay in this case. Yeah, I'm just keying off of that 200-day moving average. And the other thing I'm looking at here, Johnson, is we had the 50-200 cross. This is called the golden cross. I have noticed through all my years that when you have a golden cross, or any cross for that matter, a lot of times when that happens, the stock price goes down, but that's generally, that dip after the cross is generally a really good dip to buy. So I'm not taking into consideration the gap here. The only thing I would consider on the gap is that gap's going to be filled. That's really how I would look at it. So we're right at the 200. We're holding the 200. Now we're below it. If it just closes below, I can forget about it, and that's it. Apple definitely right at the moment looks like I'm going to have to get out. Steve says I exited Facebook for 1.89% loss. right, we have 3 minutes to go. I'm going to buy CCI. Verizon under. Two minutes to go. Apple is under, so I'm looking to sell half of my Apple. VIX making a new high on the day. All right, I'm selling half my Apple right here, so that's done. Okay. Yeah, big sell-off here. Woof. Well, that was nasty at the end, wasn't it? Dow Jones down 267. NASDAQ down 75, S&P down 35.55. So let's take a look and see where I bought whatever I bought here today. I did buy the SPY at the close at 411.94, and I bought CCI at 182.89. All right, Verizon closed under also. So that was good. CCI I bought at 182.89. And SPY I bought at 411.94. All right. So listen, if any of my students have any new entries or exits for me today, please put them up in the live stream, and I will get to those, and we'll get those all updated. Just real quick, just a few pieces of business. First, just want to remind everybody that I do teach private lessons in the evening time via Skype. I really love to teach. I teach a great course that's 15 hours total, just you and I, one-on-one. I teach you all 5 of the trade setups that I use. I teach you step-by-step everything that you will need to know to use each one of these particular stock trading strategies. And, you know, there's a variety of strategies. They work in different kinds of markets, and that's why I have that many, because I want to be able to trade in whatever market's there. So, you know, if you take this one-on-one course, I know you'll be a better trader. I have taught a lot of students around the world, and a lot of them have become very, very good traders. I put a lot of time and energy and effort, and I burn a lot of calories in teaching these courses because I want my students to be successful. It's very important to me. So the price is $1,750. Seems like a lot of money, but really for the attention you get and the experience that you're taught, I think it's worth every single penny. So if you're considering it, just send me an email. Email's in the description of this video. just put in the subject line, "Hey Greg, potentially interested in doing the one-on-one course with you." I will reply, say thank you for saying hello. Let's have a Skype call. Skype call is totally free. I just want to learn more about you and your trading, your challenges, your goals, why you're looking to take the course. It's also a good time for you to ask me any specific questions about the course as well. And when we're done with our Skype call, you can think about it as long as you want. And then, if you decide you want to go ahead, start the process of getting the lessons going, we'll do it. We'll have a good time, and you're going to learn a lot. Secondly, I do also have an online course available on udemy.com. It's a great course. It is 9.5 hours of instruction. I teach you step by step how to trade the deep dip buy stock trading strategy. The course is very affordable. It's somewhere between $12 and $15. And if you're interested in taking that, I know it will build a good base for you as far as learning other trading approaches as well, because so much of what I teach in that course, we extrapolate into the other type of strategies that I use. So the link's in the description. Do yourself a favor, invest the 12 or 15 bucks, take the course. If you have any questions while you're watching the course, you have me here during the podcast, and you can ask me and I will answer your question. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, if you found anything helpful, all I ask is that you hit the thumbs up button. Helps to build the channel, helps to keep the channel around, lets YouTube know there's something valuable here. So if you could remember to do that before you get out of here and get on with your day, I would really, really appreciate it. So, all right, let's go back up here. I know Steve... All right, so Steve is long Sony. $95.19. All right, we got that one taken care of, Steve. Exited Facebook. All right, so we're out of Facebook. Steve is also long SPCE. At 1726. I do like that it finally broke above that 5-day. Paxton is out of AXON. Yeah, tough reversal on that one, Paxton. Lily is in CCI. And half a position of Fastly. Okay, good luck on that, Lil. Jonathan, good to see you. No trades today. Cheers, guys. Cheers to you as well. Biomed Repair says, MACD, RSI, EMA, SMA, which one is the most beneficial? Too many indicators, LOL. Biomed, I look at these as a confluence of all these happening together. One indicator just by itself is helpful, but to extract money out of this market, I think you need a combination of indicators lining up to make the trade stronger, like a rejection of the EMA or a rejection of the SMA and a rejection of the 50 RSI and MACD crossing over. So You know, like I always say, the best trades are the ones that have the confluence or a combination of indicators lining up together. So just one by itself, would I take a trade just based upon a MACD rejection? No. Or a crossover? No. Would I base something on a rejection of the RSI? Yes, I would if it was a 30 RSI. A rejection, just a single rejection of the EMA or the SMA, yes, I may, like a deep dip buy. But in my opinion, the best way to implement the indicators are when you have a confluence, like you have a rejection of the 30 RSI, you have a close above the 30 or the 200-day SMA. MACD also went positive, so that's really how I look at these things. Biomed. Frank says no new trades, but I was impressed with Walmart's action on earnings. Well, at least it didn't give it all back. I mean, it's a bit of a bearish bar, but it did hold the support over here and did hold the -1 ATR channel. Bloom says, thank you. Love your Williams Alligator indicator video. Very helpful. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Bill Williams Alligator indicator. So that's, you know, when we're talking about fractals using the Alligator. Let me see if I can find that. It's kind of an interesting... I use it. I don't teach it a lot, but I do. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't have it. Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't have it handy. I don't know why I can't find it. But it's in my lessons playlist. V1 Alpha Mind. Traders Roundtable. Position size. Oh, there it is. If anybody wants to see that, that's the video that I have on fractals, using fractals. Bill Williams fractals in trading and using an indicator called the Alligator, which essentially means you have sideways motion and then you have a trigger of a fractal. But yeah, thank you. I'm glad you like that. And there's the link if anyone else. Biomed says chaos theory. Gotta love it. Chaos and trying to make sense of it. Yeah, well, there's order out of chaos. That's the thing. Hi, Ava. Good to see you. Good chatting with you earlier over there on Twitter. Thank you so much, my friend. I do appreciate everything that you're doing there. And Ava says, impressive reversal in SE after earnings too. Strong close. We'll watch for better risk to reward ratio. Okay, let's look at SE. C Limited. Wow. Yeah, risk to reward, not so hot tamale. You know, the way I would look at this, Ava, we have this big up bar here today. If we pull back, very likely we could pull back to halfway from a Fibonacci standpoint. So this is, you know, this is kind of how I day trade. If we came back tomorrow and held the 50%, then I know that the 50% is holding. I would go to a smaller time frame and I would trade on an intraday basis. But you could also, if this comes back down tomorrow and it's very close to the halfway mark, the structure of the trade is still in place because the 50% mark was not lost. So, you know, that's how you could approach this as well. You know, no triggers other than it's holding the halfway. And if it does if it holds the halfway, great, you got a better risk to reward ratio. If not, and it closes below, then you hopefully get out for a small loss. I mean, this kind of big bar to be reversed back down does happen, but it's unlikely, and there's support in there. So that's kind of how I would look at that, Ava. All right, so I have Steve in SPCE, out of Facebook, in Sony. Did get out of half of Apple. Had to get out of half of Apple here because it moved 1.5 ATRs from my entry and closed below the previous day's low. Locked in some profits there. Amazon, holding the 200-day. Still positive on the trade, but really glad I hit that profit target 70 points higher, and that's one of the reasons why I like to hit intraday profit targets for this exact same reason. CNI, did end up, I almost forgot about this one, did end up above the 200-day moving average, but again, it hit a profit target there at 109.77, which is good. Twitter, again, profit targets. That's why I use them. Hit 2 much higher. We'll see whether or not there's follow through selling tomorrow. If there is, I'm going to have to just go ahead and get out. But luckily, my entry point is literally pretty much right at the 200-day moving average. And then CCI was the one I bought today. I bought it at 182.89, so it is down 12 cents already. But I like the higher low, bullish engulfing bar, 520 crossover, under 50, over 50. And then over on the weekly, it held the 5 EMA. So that's what we have. That's what we have to work with. Thank you, Ava. Biomet says, is there a good way to learn which stocks correlate with each other? I think this would be experience, but could kill new traders if they don't really understand sympathy, run up, and rips. Well, I mean, obviously Ford and Chevy are going to be correlated. Microsoft and Apple are probably going to be correlated. I just have to look at them as general groups, and then you're going to find other correlations too. The market goes up, maybe oil will go up. Sometimes the market goes up, oil goes down. So correlations don't always stay the same. They do change, especially with interest rates as well. But to answer your question, is there a good way to learn which stocks correlate with each other? I would just, there are different places on the internet where you can put in a stock symbol and it will basically just tell you what industry it's in. But I think just kind of common sense, gold and silver correlated, right? Unleaded gas and gas probably correlated. Tech stocks correlated. Different healthcare stocks correlated, but I don't think like there's a real scientific way to do it. Experience, like you mentioned, is part of it for sure, but I would say keep it simple and just go, is this a tech stock or not? Are these 2 healthcare stocks or not? Are these 2 automobile stocks or not? That's how I would look at it. All right. Well, it's that time, everybody. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is from Martin Kornfeld. It's great advice. Let's go out, try to do something nice for another person today. Let's go out, try to do something nice for an animal today. It's going to make the person feel better. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to make the animal feel better. It's a win-win all around, and the world would be a better place if we all could do this. So, maybe one day, if you need it, somebody will be out there and do a kindness for you, and the circle will be complete. So thank you, Martin Cordfell, for that. I like to share that with everyone every day. And what time is it? 2:16. So what was the final? Dow Jones down 267. Wow. NASDAQ down 75 and S&P down 35. So looks like the Dow took the brunt of it. All right. Well, so I have a nice little stable here of stocks. Some of them half, some of them profitable, most of them profitable. Is PKI still profitable? Yes, it is. So everything's profitable except for CCI, which I bought at the end of the day. So, all right. Well, if there's anything I can help anyone with, this is the time. Let me know. If you have a question, type it on in. It's a beautiful day here in Utah. It looks like we're going to go for a hike. Nice and sunny out there. Yesterday it was all blustery and yucky, but I'm looking forward to this hike for sure. Let's see what's happening after hours. Apple up a little bit. CCI even. SPY up 9 cents. All right. Nothing too exciting. Love it says, thank you. So, love it. Did you buy what you were going to buy? Did you buy the AMT? Held the 50. All right. Well, have a good day, everyone. Nice seeing you. Have a good rest of your day. Be good. Drive safe. Get a little exercise. All the stuff that I say. And yeah, I just really hope that you have a good rest of your day. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Be interested in seeing what the market brings us. So if there's no other questions, I will get out of here. Oh, Leva says, I bought the one I committed to and bought the other one that you bought. All right. Well, remind me tomorrow, Leva, would you? Remind me tomorrow because I want to take a look and see how those go. So you did buy AMT. So fantastic. And thank you for all the work you've been doing there, Leva, to analyze those charts. I do appreciate it, and I hope it's helping you as well. And I hope your American Tower goes way, way up tomorrow. All right. Well, I think that's it. Listen, again, if you like today's podcast, if you hit the thumbs up button, I would love it. Thank you. Leva says, I just defeated the purpose of the commitment. Oh, I bought the one you committed to. I bought the one I committed to and bought the other one that you bought. Now I now just realized I defeated the purpose of the commitment. Well, you did commit to the AMT and you bought it. So that makes sense to me. All right, everybody. Thanks again for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.